Konnichiwa viewers, welcome to another episode of Kyoto by Night, The Second Breath. Tonight we have a new Gaki out on the prowl. Joining our city, we have Pink Fox of the Thrashing Dragon Dharma. So, let's take a peek into what Pink Fox has been keeping herself occupied with lately.
Hello, Merry Christmas, I am Excelu, your dog, etc., etc. Or maybe that's just something that Pink Fox is just so happened to be watching the tail end of on the little DVD player. She's watching she's watching Excel Saga, which if you haven't seen it before, do so. Just be worried that you might not get all the references. But you know, obviously. Responsibilities have to be, responsibilities and, shall we say, obligations have to be fulfilled. And in this particular case, feeling that she can probably watch this, this particular DVD later, Pink Fox, with all of her things that she needs to take to go to her particular place of work, to certain gentlemen's club, let's be honest with ourselves, in the red light district of Kyoto. I forget the exact name of the district off the top of my head. She sets off and she'll head to this particular house of stuff, and obviously go through all the motions of getting ready to do one of her usual shows. I think probably for the sake of arguments, we'll call this club, I don't know, Bottoms Up, or whatever the Japanese equivalent to that would be. And yeah.
All right, so not a fancy place, but down in
fancy-ish, I suppose. But it's in the place where it's in the place where I'm just having a complete brain fart. It's in a place where no one's really going to kick up much of a fuss, It's not going to be placed like right next to a primary school or something like that.
Okay.
Or a Shinto shrine or anything like that, because,
So there's two areas. Yonk.
Yeah, yonk. Let's just say that it's for argument's sake.
No problem. Yeah, so she is down to her club now, being probably more prone, especially with her line of work, to being Scarlet Cycled, using the Yang Chi to animate herself, and has to do so every day. Does she feel the need to hunt on her way, or is she okay this evening upon rising?
She'll be okay upon this evening, though. If push does come to shove, she can always go out on the hunt if necessary.
Okay. No problem. And so, yeah, she gets to her club. It is not a fancy one by any stretch of the imagination, but it does give her the opportunity to relish in many different sensations, as aside from the alcohol that they serve, there's also very frequent employees and patrons that have several different types of drugs that is very easy to get as part of her tips. Something that a thrashing dragon no doubt enjoys partaking of from time to time. Mm-hmm. This particular night is going fairly normal, with a lot of regulars, actually, but a gentleman that she's not seen before has kind of tried to catch her eye, and then is wanting to hire her for a private dance.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What does this gentleman look like?
He is he's fairly short for a gentleman, for a Japanese person even. Um, However, he is dressed quite well. He has a bit of a sternness about his eyes, like he's wanting to relax, but he's kind of got his guard about him.
Yeah, I'm presuming he's not got guns out like he do in that
No.
picture, because otherwise, yeah, because
Not
otherwise that
quite.
might be really that's kind of bad for business, you know.
Yes, that would be bad for business.
It's not that sort of club. You
I
can go
just
to
felt
Thailand for that kind of nonsense.
yes, that would be much more Bangkok thing.
Yes, but
No, I just had the right facial expression because
yes.
he does have a forced smile as he's trying to get her attention to come over, and is waving some yen in his hands, not the guns.
Yes, of course. Pink Fox will obviously approach the gentleman, put on a best smile, and just say hello. How's it going? Have you had a fun night? Have you met this person? That person? Just basically just general banter, as it were.
Okay.
Do you need me to roll anything to
Are you
charisma? Yeah, it's just to like try and get the guy to relax and open up, I suppose.
okay?
If it's
Yeah, you can do a manipulation empathy.
okay. Friendly face, I'm assuming applies to this.
Yes, that would.
Okie dokes. Yeah, only one success. Not that
Okay.
good. Actually, let me double check. Do I have? No, I don't. Sorry. I thought I had a different merit that allowed it to bring it down even more, but yeah.
His the sternness doesn't go from his eyes, but he does seem pretty determined. He's no, I've had, I've tried a few different clubs, but this is you've caught my eye. I don't think I need to see any other girls.
And obviously, Pink Fox will probably like twirl a little, the pink ringlet locks that she has, and obviously smile and do what she's supposed to do, because money.
Yeah.
That's her job.
Money makes the world go round.
Yes, as well as a lot of other things.
Yeah. So as he lets you lead him into the back for private conversation,
Mhm.
he as he takes his seat to enjoy the show, he will, along with the bills that he sets down, there is also a card with the kanji symbol that you had prearranged as being a way to identify contact with the family.
Mm-hmm. And for the sake of appearances, Kitsune. I don't know why I thought. Yeah, Fox, obviously. Yeah. Pink Fox will obviously, for the sake of appearances, there's probably like some sort of music thing in the like little booth or whatnot. She'll probably turn up the volume just a little bit to raise the ambient level. And for the sake of appearances, she'll do her usual routine. I believe that would be appearance performance in this case.
Yeah.
Okie dokes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 successes. So even if he yeah, she's really good. She's really good.
You can
As soon
make
as,
another perception empathy roll. Then let's see if he's actually
okay. 1, 2.
okay. He's keeping up his facade, but he's definitely choosing this way to meet with you for a reason. He's enjoying he is enjoying the show, so he's at least got some similar philosophical traits with you. I suppose it would be appropriate.
Okay. I suppose that's probably going to be the thing that goes on during the middle of their conversation.
Yeah. So, how has it been getting your self settled into the city?
It's been it's been an effort, but it has been very, how should I say? It's been tedious, but it's been worthwhile. You can still I can still do what needs to be done. But I think I need to keep my ear to the ground before anything more. I can give anything more to, you know, our mutual friends.
I see. Well, our mutual friends is wanting a little bit more. They don't have the patience of the mountains. They are wanting you to be activated and to step out of the shadows.
What are they asking for specifically?
So specifically, they're looking for what exactly it is that the court here is up to. They've placed, I guess, a lightning rod would be a common term, somebody out in the open to try to find out what he can. He, by the way, has no knowledge of you. However, his plans that he's executing don't seem to be progressing to the expectations of our mutual friends. Therefore, they're hoping that we can get a little bit more from somebody on the outside looking in.
I might have a few contacts, but well, let's just say that the client base here is quite varied.
That is true. Have you had any problems with any of the locals, or?
None as of yet. But then again, I've kept my head down somewhat. I do feel, though, that if I move too quickly, our mutual friend's investment in me will be. It will not quite get the return he's hoping for. But that's no excuse for laziness. So I'll see what I can do about this courtier. Though I would probably have to ask what areas our mutual friends would believe would be best to look into first. That would obviously not draw suspicion to either myself or them.
Well, specifically, we have some serious concerns about how the court has managed to keep the peace with the local Hangayokai. The initial reports of proving themselves has proven to be somewhat adequate, and we have seen similar situations in the past. However, about a year ago, a bunch of running monkeys wandered into Hengayokai territory and created a rather bloody spectacle. No losses on the Hengayokai side, but 2 losses on that of ours. However, there was no fallout, no seeking of vengeance, no shadow wars, no Hengayokai strike. It was just totally swept under the rug, and everyone pretended like it didn't happen. how and why this court has that level of control over the Hengyokai is troublesome. What are they planning? Are they planning on using them to turn upon their enemies, or are they perhaps lapdogs and will be used as a tool in the future?
Interesting. Was there any, from the mortal side anyway, reports on this incident, if it was made, well, if it was as bloody as you say?
It merely referred to a altercation by unknown gang members, and that was pretty much what it was left at. It was down in the fishing markets, and the mortals that were present scattered like rice in the wind. So
I'll see what my own contacts can dig up. If I find anything, well, I'm pretty sure that I'll be seeing you around.
yeah, I will come visit Kyoto semi-regularly. Leave my business card, and he produces a card for a law firm. I'm not associated with the local office, but I am able to have business trips if required. If you do manage to get more involved, if your cover's blown, if there's a chance that you could implicate Ogawa in your involvement rather than casting attention upon me or our mutual friends, that would be much better. He is not always well liked by some of the others. So him failing in his endeavor would not necessarily be mourned.
And it will cost more than a few fingers, I imagine.
Yes. He, as I said, is the lightning rod drawing attention, so it'd be better if any observed involvement by our mutual friends begins and ends with him instead of outside of the city.
I'll keep your advice in mind. And I hope you enjoyed the show. What she'll probably do is she probably playfully flicks the panties in his direction. Obviously, you know, the physics and trajectory will actually. why don't we just like roll dexterity just to see if it actually does hit anywhere close?
That'd be a dex athletics, I think, but probably difficulty athletics. 7.
All right, well, that's 3 extra dice. No, it goes out. It goes elsewhere.
He'll wink and say, "Guess you should keep practicing your aim."
Don't worry. I'm a lot better with other things than underwear.
He actually, at that point, flashes a smile and then gets up and heads back out into the common room with you. You see he goes and sits at a table and kind of spends at least one more drink of just hanging around and talks a little bit with some of the girls, but then gets up and leaves after probably about another 15, 20 minutes.
Okay. want to know. Well, I'm just thinking off the top of my head here. They want to know what the courtier is up to and how the local court was able to keep the peace with the Hengeokai after this rather unpleasant incident involving some running monkeys, which, by all accounts, should have resulted in some sort of conflict and in even the smallest scale between the local court and the Hengeokai. So, I'm presuming common sense tells me that obviously I can't just, go to the local, court and ask, all the, all the obvious questions because that's the whole point of being, right. What does common sense actually? Enigmas, I think, will be
Let's do a wits enigmas.
A wits enigmas, right? Let me do
Yeah.
-3, so that'd be a dice pool of 5. Yeah, the idea is just basically, all right, with all this in mind, with what I already know about the courts and how they're organized, what they must have what is the most feasible way that the Hengeokai must have been appeased, or what is the, unless sorry, I'm just trying to word this properly because otherwise, it's with what I already know. What would be the most likely reason the Hengeokai would not, want to go seek vengeance against the Gake that obviously had caused a bit of mayhem for them? Right. It's going to be interesting. Assuming that it's difficulty 6, that's 3 successes.
Okay. So, on the Hengyokai end, it is possible that the fact that they had already exacted vengeance on the trespassers might have been able to be enough. The fact that the court didn't necessarily seek vengeance is what is really puzzling. Is even if the running monkeys were in the wrong, a armistice between them would have required, escorting them out or escalating to the ancestors of the court. The fact that they destroyed 2 Gaki and apparently the court had no retaliation at all is what is the puzzling end of things.
Indeed. I can only think of 2 scenarios in this case. Number 1, these running monkeys basically were quite a big headache for the elders, and therefore, with them going to Hengeokai territory and getting the foot beat out of them, 2 of them lost. Well, no big deal. On the other hand, there might have been, well, without knowing any more details, there's a possibility that they may have been intentionally sent there. Obviously, the latter case is presumptuous at best, and without proof, it's just a baseless accusation.
But an interesting possibility that if they were actually there on an official function and therefore to save face, they didn't retaliate.
That does make sense. Right. Okay. Just trying to think how best to progress with this. Who's the courtier? What's the courtier's name? Oh, the courtier's name is Ogawa, wasn't it?
Yes, that was the the Genji member of the court.
Okay. Right. And they want me to. What's he up to? Can we figure that out? This issue with the Hengyokai is obviously something to do with him. Right, so it may be an idea to try and find out a little bit more information about where exactly this happened, and anything that kind of related towards this. Right, I'm gonna have to use some of my contacts for this, obviously.
Okay.
Right.
That's just...
Actually, I never told you my contacts, did I?
Not. Let me just go here. I see one retainer. Did you miss contacts when your sheet was uploaded?
No, I didn't.
Oh.
I mean, I sent you I'm looking at the same one that I sent you right now.
Okay. Let me just.
I put retainers on the backgrounds, but I never put a dot in it because I was kind of like weighing up between, an extra dot in contacts and a dot in retainers.
Oh, okay. There we go. I'm just loading it up too. Oh, my computer went slow all of a sudden.
Yeah, sorry I didn't put it up on the Kyoto page, but I wasn't put onto the well, when I went onto the forum, all I could see was the blue booking for the Hengyokai.
Oh, okay.
And that's kind of why I said,
I can get that. We can get that fixed. So, all right, there we go. Yeah, 2 contacts and no, so we can flesh them out right now.
Okay. Right. One of the contacts is going to be. Oh, yeah, I had some mental notes about this at one point. Oh yeah. First contact is. In fact, I might actually add these to my sheet as we're talking here. First contact is a woman named Chase Craft. She's Canadian from Nova Scotia, and obviously she's an immigrant, residing in Japan, and she's a library science type specialist. So she knows a lot about general information about generally what she's very good at researching shit. And what the fuck? Let's just say that she was one of the patrons of Pink Fox's little club she goes to occasionally.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right. So yeah, you can get in touch with her in the evening. If she's a contact, then how do you normally, when you go to reach her, do you just like text, hey, can you meet me? Or
yeah, probably text her, just send a little flirty message or something like that. Hey, do you want to go and do this? Yada 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 yada. If things go the way that they go, then they go that way. Keep your pants on, Benny. Yeah, and at some point, she'll probably just mention offhand, hey, did you hear about that thing that happened in the fishing market last year with that whole gang attack and things like that? And, just basically like ask her, can you find out a little bit more about that? Something, I just heard something from such and such a person, and, it just sounded really weird.
okay. Are you do you care if you arouse any suspicion with her as to the reasons why, or to try to just play it off as a curiosity thing? Or
Yeah, it's just a curiosity thing, in all honesty.
okay, just manipulation subterfuge roll for me. Just
I'll burn a willpower point. 3 successes.
okay. Yeah, she doesn't seem to. She's kind of gets just as curious as you the way you present it as this is kind of a weird thing, and vaguely remember. I mean, we don't see a lot of gang violence, especially not in that area. I mean, obviously from time to time, something, but I mean, it's usually pretty tame stuff. So, yeah, I'll see what I can find. Oh, she like pulls out her phone and she starts like doing a Google search right away and looking for things. Just a cursory look, and she's like, "Well, yeah, there's police. There's a follow-up article where the police were actually saying that they were disappointed that there was a gang fight because they'd been staking out that area for suspected illegal activities, and now their chase is kind of dried up. So they don't know whether this was somebody had tipped them off to the fact that they were looking, but it had undone months of undercover work. But that's really, I only see 2 articles mentioning it.
I would have thought there would have been more if, gang violence is so uncommon here.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'll see if I can find anything archived or any. Once it's out there, it's out there. So if something was out there and then later got deleted, I'm sure that there's out there somewhere I could find it if I look.
Of course. Don't stick your head out too far, though. It's just a curiosity thing.
Oh,
I'm sure the police are doing their best.
well, now you've got me curious. So yeah, I'll be careful. I'm always careful, but that is, yeah, I don't understand. That's weird.
And given what Chase has just told Pink Fox, I'm assuming common sense is telling me that, yeah, someone was deliberately manipulating the Scarlet screen to conceal that, and
Yeah, exactly. Things are were definitely swept intentionally.
Right. This may be a weird kind of question because it kind of assumes that that Pink Fox is already familiar with the general clan or the general court in Kyoto, but would she know who is generally in charge of maintaining the Scarlet screens or manipulating them?
To be fair, I didn't even know mine was touchscreen.
If you want to make an intelligence politics roll, then we could see what I'd say the difficulty would probably be 8 at this point.
No politics. So that's a knowledge roll. So no, she has no idea.
Okay, yeah. So
unless we want to substitute politics with Gaki law, Quasian law, or assuming that we're using the law system here.
Yeah, we'll keep the same difficulty, but yeah, you could use Gaki lore because that'd be basically what you've been able to kind of piece together while you've been getting yourself set up in the city.
Okay. I'm assuming we're using the same thing as Elwad and say that we have like 2 free dots of Gaki lore, or
Just to fill this out. and she needs to give you a check.
I actually hadn't contemplated that, so I hadn't incorporated that the concept yet.
Well, it's up to you. If you want me, if you want to just say no to it.
Just do a straight intelligence roll.
Okay.
And
straight.
at this point, then so
This is going to be interesting. Whoa, fuck me!
chance dice.
Yes.
So
The oldest personage in Jade is having his laugh.
with I guess with that roll, you would probably guess that the ancestor of the court, the Susan Kisaragi, would be the one that would probably have pull in the media world. She's the ancestor that's been in the city the longest, and you would kind of assume somebody of her stature would have that level of pull and control.
And interesting. Right. I'm just making loads of notes here, and I'm starting to run out of space on my page. Okay, so building up this picture here. And this is all based on assumptions. If these running monkeys went into Hengeyokai territory, that much we know. They caused a lot of mayhem. That much we know. The Hengeyokai killed 2 of them. And it was covered up for whatever reason, and there was no retaliation for it. And obviously, Kanagawa is doing that. Yeah, I'm starting to see something here growing here, but I need more details. Are any of these other running monkeys still alive, is the question.
That you wouldn't necessarily know. You would probably have to find out.
And how to do that without exposing oneself is going to be difficult. Would basically require that Pink Fox get more acquainted with some of the local Kueijin, local gake, not Kueijin. We're not in China. Right. Yeah. Unless there's something that she could like get involved in. Well, obviously there's only so much you can do in a single night. So probably at some point she is going to have to try and integrate with the local group. The local running monkeys, if at all possible, if she can find them. And yeah, just go from there, I guess.
Okay. Was there anything else that she wanted to try to accomplish this evening?
Well, without us having, obviously detailed on the other contacts that she has and everything like that, and me being pretty much running on fumes at the moment, I think we've probably done enough in this scene, so we could probably say that. Yeah, we'll just end the scene with Pink Fox and Chase is like deciding to like do that thing, just search for the stuff about that gang warfare the other time, and yeah.
Okay, excellent. Well, thank you, viewers, for watching as we get Pink Fox involved in the local political landscape. We look forward to seeing what she can dig up and whether she can make it about the city, keeping her head down, but her ears up high enough to hear. And with that, sayonara, viewers.